page 3. How to make readers love your character. Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? If you've got a character that readers, your readers just like, it's not bad. Okay. Yeah, this is a person who's there, and I don't know, I'm just not that interested in this character. This is from Dwight Swain, Techniques of the Selling Writer. It's something that he wrote. I kind of snipped out, and it really resonated with me. And this is a quote from him up at the top. Make the character someone who does what your reader would like to do, yet can't. You establish him as the kind of person readers would like to be like, a figure to envy. This is not intuitive. This is weird. I thought this was weird. Maybe it makes sense that readers read in order to have a vicarious experience. Okay, that's not so crazy, but the idea of envy, the idea that we as readers envy the characters that we love most, or that envy is some characteristic of that connection between reader and character, that's bizarre. I thought it was bizarre. And yet I started thinking about it, and it started making sense. And so this is an interesting idea to play with. And so let's take a look at some examples like Sherlock Holmes. This is a character who is, how old is Sherlock Holmes? 30 years old, right? There's something going on here with a character that can last and resonate for that long. Sherlock Holmes can do things. At least for me, and I don't, maybe your experience is different, but when I first discovered Sherlock Holmes as a teenager, I started reading these stories. I didn't realize it, but I wanted to be able to do what he could do. I wanted to be, and I know that because I imagined that I could do it. Did anyone have to do this when you discover Sherlock Holmes? Is there like, you look at someone and be like, where have you been? You know what's that? You start to their face, and their cufflinks in their hands, and check their knees. And like I can look and know exactly where you've been all your life. It's kind of an amazing power. Wouldn't it be great? And so your imagination starts playing with the idea. After you put the story down, you're walking down the street and you're thinking, wow, if I could do that, I could. And that notion of being able to do something that you can't do, that this character can do, it makes the connection to that character exciting, makes you want to do it. Harry Potter. I think we envy Harry Potter. Because he's just a kid living under the stairs, and a giant comes and says, "You're a wizard. Let's go." Wouldn't that be fantastic? I mean, come on. And that would be amazing. Yeah, that'd be great. If I was a wizard, what would I do? Oh yeah, absolutely. James Bond. Yeah, of course, James Bond. Batman. This is another neat thing. I like the Batman example because Bruce Wayne is a twisted, neurotic. He saw his parents murdered as a child. He's a screwed-up guy. And he dresses in a bat costume, runs around at night. I mean, logically, logic plays no role in this, I think is the point. It's not logical, it's emotional. It's non-verbal, it's an emotional connection that we feel. We emotionally want to, yeah, wow, it's Batman. That's awesome. Bella Swan, Twilight. Readers envy Bella Swan. They do, don't they? I had one of my students actually, if I could have a vampire's boyfriend.
Was she 45?
Was she 45? No. She was, let's see, Sheen is her name, and she's Chinese and studying in the United States at about 15. Older now, just a couple years ago. But what's another little component about this is that, okay, Batman, Bella Swan. So you can think about your audience a little bit, and who you are, and what kind of story are you writing, and thinking of. Because the people who envy Batman are not the same as the people who envy Bella Swan, and I think that's fine, it's okay. Write the story you want to write. And let's see, this gets a little extraordinary, that it works for villains too. You can make a compelling villain. We envy villains. Some villains anyway, if they're enviable. And Hannibal Lecter is my example here. Because we don't envy him because he's a psychotic killer. Have I got a Robert McKee quote here? Okay, I'll tell you about Robert McKee in a second. But he talks about Hannibal Lecter. Massive intelligence, a sharp wit, sense of irony, gentlemanly charm, and most importantly, calmness. We fall into empathy musing, if if I were a cannibalistic psychopath, I would. Maybe there's not a lot of nobility here, but I think there's something to this. Oh, and then I was watching something on the news, and it was about the Barefoot Bandit. And I was as frustrated as anybody, in the sense that, you know, here's a guy who's basically a jerk, and he's a thief, and he steals stuff. But he's got Facebook pages dedicated to him. He's got, you know, 100,000 fans. I'm like, I'm trying to understand this. I'm kind of getting frustrated with the society I live in. What's going on? And I don't know how. I probably turned to my writing, and I was like, envy. That's it. That's it. We don't like the guy. We kind of wish we could do that. Wouldn't it be great if we could just steal a plane, fly around for a while? I mean, why not? Wouldn't it be fantastic? And, you know, and it's very emotional. It's not logical. We're not going to do that. But it's emotional. Something about it, it's the subconscious, or we're down here in the id somewhere. I don't know where, but we're kind of in the dark stuff. But we envy the characters, or at least envy is part of the reason why we might connect to a character very strongly. So let's see. Oh, okay, here's one for you. Think of a favorite fictional character. Now, I've got some examples here, but I bet you've got some. So something that you've read, your favorite author, some character, maybe a recurring character in a series of novels or short stories or whatever you like to read. Come up with a character that's one of your favorite characters, and jot the name down here, and what would you enjoy most if you could be that character? Take a minute. And then, below that, now think of a character of yours, and what might the reader envy about this character? You might have something in mind. You might be like, oh yeah, I've got a character, and you write it right down. If not, if you've created a character who doesn't seem very enviable, or who just suffers, or something like that, invent something right now. Invent something you can add. You don't need to keep it. You're not committed. You can write it down and then forget this piece of paper later. It's okay. But give these a try. And we'll take another